Welcome back to MMA Oddsbreaker. Today we got Russell Doane getting ready to fight Jared Sanders July 12th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. It's a TUF finale. I interviewed your teammate Louis Smolka just a couple hours ago, and he's fighting the day before. Does it help having, obviously coming from a small island, Hawaii's a small state, but then having guys in your room that's literally you guys are fighting 24 hours apart? Does that help quite a bit getting ready for these fights?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's always good to have people you love around, people who keep you sane in situations. Just for the weight cut, it's not so much a fight. The fight is no problem. Everybody knows that. That's like part of life. But it's the weight cut. That whole week is kind of hectic. For me anyway.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be even more hectic than normal because it's the fight expo week, plus the two fights back to back. Obviously, I was talking about McGregor Aldo. The night before is the big fight. You got Jake Ellenberger is the main event for yours. So it's a big deal. Like it's a big weekend. There's a lot of fans gonna be in town. A lot of autograph seekers. Do you think that kind of thing is gonna bother you with all the extra? I mean, you're used to the normal amount, but this is gonna be like 3 or 4 times the amount.
Yeah, it was last year. It was the same weekend when I fought Marcus Brimage, and I gotta tell you, that was probably the most people have ever asked for my autograph ever. Like they wait at the bottom of our elevator. You know what I mean? Everywhere we went, people were like, they'd have the brochure out ready for us to sign it. Somebody thought one of my coaches was Kawajiri, and he wouldn't accept no signature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, Kawajiri, can I have an autograph?" My coach was like, "Dude, I'm not Kawajiri."
That's great. So you've got a teammate competing the night before. He'll make weight on Friday night. You'll make weight on Saturday night. Are you gonna go to the fight Saturday night? Because you gotta make weight about 4, and the fight start about 4.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'll be able to go. You know what I mean? Normally I'm used to being in his corner, but it's just gonna have to be like a minor sacrifice, nothing huge. I'm sure he's gonna go out there and he's gonna kick ass, and I'm gonna be stuffing my face. So little win for both of us.
Yeah. So let's break down your opponent. Talk to me. How do you see this fight bringing down, and what do you think he's gonna do or try to do when he's inside that cage?
I think he's gonna be aggressive. You know what I mean? He's coming off of 2 losses. This is gonna be his walking papers right here if he loses. And I mean, we're sure of it. And I think no matter what he thinks he wants to do, at some point he's gonna go back to his wrestling. He's a super good wrestler. You know what I mean? He's gonna go back to it, and I think we're prepared. I'm not a cocky guy, you know what I mean? I'm not one to talk like, "Oh, I'll kill him, I'm gonna take him out." But there's no way I'm losing this fight. It's not happening. And to me, I'm preparing for every single thing, and I'm walking out with that victory. And you know what I mean? Going to the judges is even a thing in my mind right now.
How's your weight? Because I talked to Lewis, and he said his weight's it's good for him, but it's a little high in comparison to other fighters. Fighting at 125. Also, you're fighting at 135. How's your weight right now?
My weight is always good. You know what I mean? I'm never too far off. I'm always about 155. Okay. Between 50, 55. Even on a bad day, I usually don't hit about 60. On a really bad day, I get it to about 65. But we're not letting it get that bad.
What's a bad day? Like what makes a bad day make it get that high? Is it just?
I honestly don't know. I'm one of those guys who I'll stuff my face until I'm completely full, and you know what I mean. Like me and Lewis talk about it all the time. We'll eat. We'll eat until we can't eat anymore, and within the next half hour, I'm like, "Dude, I'm so hungry." And he's like, "Are you serious? You just ate?" I'm like, I don't know. I could really go for some steak right now. Some sushi or something.
Do you eat? Are you one of those guys that kind of nibbles all the time? Or you a guy that actually you sit down and have like 6 big meals a day?
6 big meals a day. You know what I mean? I look at some of my friends, and some of my friends who I have a friend who eats like 4 ounces of tilapia and like 5 pieces of broccoli so he can make weight, and that's his food for the whole camp. I'm like, dude, I could never do that. I would die. I'd die trying to do that.
You're 28, so you're still pretty young. And you plan on fighting this sport for a long time. So say you're 35, 36.
Hmm.
You know, you're not gonna eat like that and still make 35. You're gonna have to like move up to
Yeah,
70.
I think those days. I always think about it. You know what I mean? Those days are bound to come. They're
Mhm.
bound to come. It's bound to like. It's bound to make its change where my metabolism doesn't work the same, and I have to like really do actual cuts. And I think by then, I'll think about it. You know what I mean? Right now, I really don't want to think about not eating because
Yeah.
that's the worst part of this.
Well, you know, some guys are starvers, and that's their sacrifice for the sports. You know, and
Hmm.
you're not a starver. You're a guy that likes to eat, so when it becomes that time, you'll just move up in weight, and
Right.
you have the body
No,
type that
well,
can
it
function.
depends. It depends because those 45ers are huge. Some of them are huge. I think maybe then I'll think about like making the sacrifice of dieting or moving up. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you gotta make a life changing decision. Am I gonna starve or not?
You're talking about 45s being huge. I was going to bring it up earlier, and I got distracted because we're talking about how much food you eat. So I'm a foodie. I love to eat, so like it was perfect for me. You're 5'6". Jared Sanders is 5'8", but you're both fighting at 135. At
Right.
5'8",
Yeah.
Jared's a big 35 pounder. He's a
Right.
big guy.
Not one of my partners is any smaller than I am. All my partners
Okay.
are 45ers. Guys that fight at 45, guys that fight at 55. You know what I mean? And up. Like we know he's gonna be stronger, and he's gonna be stronger than me. That's completely fine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I fought Yuri Alcantara, who's
Yeah.
that guy was strong. When he grabbed my legs went. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There wasn't any fight in it, and you're gonna meet bigger guys, man. You know what I mean? That you're gonna meet bigger guys, you're gonna meet faster guys, and you know what I mean. I'm up for the challenge completely, 100%.
Now, when you fought Uri, that was back in September of
Right.
2014. How come such a long layoff? Is that just what is that your schedule? Is that what you like? Is it a long
No,
layoffs?
not at all, man. That's why for me, you know what I mean. It may not be do or die this fight, but for me, it's do or die because the last time I lost, I got laid off for what was it 9, 10 months. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I mean, it's just I guess the luck of the draw where to sit out for so long. But I've been dying to get in this cage, dying literally. You know what I mean? Like I've been helping all my friends get ready for their fight camps, and oh man, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they're tired of me being tired of waiting.
You spent a lot of time training, getting everybody else ready. Is there somebody from Hawaii Elite MMA that isn't in the UFC yet that we're going to see in the UFC the next couple months?
Ah man, there's so many super good guys. One of our guys, Lowen Tainanis, he's
Yeah.
actually one of my main sparring partners, 155er. Completely just jacked. You look at him and you think, what the hell? Like, does he eat weights for breakfast? Kind of guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A pure athlete, and it's actually one of my main partners. I was one of his partners first camp. You know what I mean? He is definitely up there. Definitely ready to go.
And who's he fighting for right now?
He's fighting for ONE FC, but
Okay.
he said it himself. You know what I mean? ONE FC is cool. ONE FC is great, but it's not the UFC, man.
Yeah, that's the reality of it is the UFC is the big leagues. That's just what it
Right,
is. Right
right.
now, everybody strives to be in the UFC, no matter what you feel about the deals and the sponsorship deals and all the other crap going on right now. The UFC is still the biggest show on the planet. You know, did you watch the
Hmm.
fights the other night with Velasquez and Verdum?
Actually, no, I didn't get to.
Okay, well they were the whole tout. Joe Rogan was obviously the front man saying it. The baddest man on the planet is gonna be whoever wins that. Verdum obviously wins. He's now the baddest man on the planet, and you're kind of
Hmm.
thinking about it. He's better than any boxer. He's better than any pro football player, hockey player, baseball player. Like he is the baddest man on the planet
Right,
because he's a heavyweight and he wins it. So yeah, getting to the UFC is a big deal. So no matter who you fight for, everybody strives to get to the UFC.
right,
You said it's a do or die fight for you. You know, you could lose and still stay in the UFC because at your weight class, they kind of let guys get 3 losses before they
right.
kick you out. This still, though, and your mindset is like, you've got to win to stay in. Like, you feel like because you've been laid off for so long, you've got to succeed to be able to stay in the UFC. Do you feel, is there pressure coming from the higher ups, or is this pressure that you're giving yourself?
No, you know what? To me, I mean, yeah, I said it's do or die, but to me, I think after my first two fights, I won. Actually, my first fight I won. I did so spectacularly, and then I wasn't nervous at all. And then there was all this hype around me. Oh, you know what I mean? People telling me all these good things about me, and I was thinking, oh my god, I got this hype to live up to. And then I lost,
Yeah.
and all of it, all of that pressure is gone now. I'm in the gym. I'm having fun. You know what I mean? I mean, my last two camps it wasn't even fun. I was so nervous because I had all this hype, and now it's all gone. You know what I mean? I go in there and I have fun. I'm throwing things I never threw before because it's not nervous anymore.
Good. That's really good. It's good to have those nerves go away. And you know, that split decision win that you had over Marcus Brimage, you can tell there's some nerves involved. You can tell that you were a little nervous about what was going on compared to the Isaiah. Who was it that you fought before Brimage?
Isa.
Issa. Thank you, Issa. Before the Issa fight, you could tell that you look totally different, relaxed,
Right.
calm.
Right.
You think? I mean, it's tough to tell. Do you think you could be relaxed and calm going into this one?
Man, like I said, I'm doing things I never did before because it's not, you know what I mean? Like my coach Charles Hubili, he told me himself. He said, you know, the last two fights, you know, we told you to fight a certain way. I want you to fight you. I want you to fight how you fight. You know what I mean? How you've always fought. I was like, exactly how we're gonna do it. You know, I'm just gonna go in there swinging, like the old Russell. Hopefully, you know, everybody gets to see the old Russell come out.
Yeah, that's what I like to see, and that's the way, you know, you got on my radar back when you're fighting Destiny, obviously, because I spent so much time in Hawaii, and I was like, wow, this guy's gonna be good someday. And all of a sudden, like a couple fights later, you got picked up and you were on the UFC, and then I was kind of surprised, you know, when you lost to Uri. I knew that he was gonna be stronger than you, but it surprised me that you lost to him. But that was just my personal opinion because I'd seen you do other things. But now I'm glad the nerves are gone, and so now we can see the old Russell back again. It's gonna be fun to see.
I'm glad the nerves are gone. You know what I mean? In my last few camps, like I was so even in camp, you know, I knew it wasn't me. It just wasn't me. You know, I wasn't throwing the things I throw. You know, I wasn't doing the things I do. I was trying to focus on not losing instead of winning. I was focusing on not losing, and that's not me. I always go out there balls to the wall. You know what I mean? I always have that mindset: win or lose, I'm gonna make this guy never want to fight me again.
That makes sense. Well, so thanks so much for coming on here, man. One last question before we let you go off the MMA Oddsbreaker moment. Hawaii, there's usually in Las Vegas, there's always family that lives in Las Vegas. It's a big fight week for you. It's a big fight week going on in general for the UFC. It's a huge weekend for them. Is there any family here in town that's going to kind of pull a little distraction away from you while you're trying to get ready for the fight?
I mean, there's some family. There's some family out there. I have a lot of friends out there, but for the most part, I keep to myself. You know what I mean? I just do what I gotta do. People who know me know well enough that I don't really socialize so much during fight week. Okay. Even when I was fighting back home, I really do keep to myself. But I'll have some of my friends, some of my teammates are gonna stay up with us. Lewis, of course, is gonna be with us. Yeah. My friend Lowen is gonna be with us. So, you know, I have a lot of distractions at least.
Good, Russell. Great talking to you, buddy. And I'll be here this week, or that week you'll be in town. I'll be at both fights, I believe, that weekend. So I'll see you. I'll probably talk to you before you make weight on Saturday.
Yeah, cool. Before I go, I just want to congratulate you on the Hall of Fame, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a huge deal for me. Big deal. Thought it was never going to happen, and all of a sudden, just out of no place, I got a phone call, and there I am. Yeah.
Right. That's great news for anybody, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right.
Talk soon.